What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. As you can see behind me, the C8 is sitting here slightly dirty, but still very beautiful. And today we have something that's going to make it even more beautiful. Thank you to our friends over at ACS Composite. We're going to take the often talked about Z51 spoiler and we're going to make it even cooler. All right, guys, so like I said, we have a box with the ACS Composite logo on it, and that can only mean one thing, and that's we got some awesome mods inside that box. So let's open this thing up, take a look at what we got, and see how it's gonna improve the appearance and possibly even the functionality of the C8 Corvette. So here it is, guys. This is basically a carbon flash painted piece that will give us Wickers on the back of the Z51 spoiler. So for those of you out there who wanted something a little bit more than your Z51 spoiler but didn't necessarily want to go the route of the high wing, this is the answer. This thing looks really freaking good. As always, from ACS, you're getting perfect freaking quality. The carbon flash paint on this thing is a direct match for what GM's using on the Z51 spoiler. And even if your spoiler's not painted carbon flash, they can paint it to match for you as well. So this isn't just for the carbon flash guys out there. These products are so good. I have installed a bunch of them on the C8 and on my C7 ZR1 that I decided I wanted to also carry them on my website. So if you guys are interested in any of these parts, check out the link down below and you can purchase these right from my website. But anyway, let's take a look at what these are gonna look like. So basically, you got some tape and they're gonna go right up underneath here. And they actually just slide right into place like perfectly. I mean, look at that. It literally continues the contour with the stock spoiler. It looks stock. I mean, it looks like something that should have been there from the very beginning. This part right here is really unreal to me. It literally follows the contour of the spoiler. If I didn't know any better, I'd say ACS worked with GM to get this done. This looks really good. I can't wait to get these things on. So let's get the Z51 spoiler fixed. Under the fluorescent light in my garage, though, just check out that carbon flash paint job. I've seen a worse paint job from GM. Like, this thing looks absolutely awesome. A gigantic thumbs up to ACS for the job that they do, the products that they sell. They really take it to the next level. And as a car guy, I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So basically what we're going to do here, we are going to stick this up underneath here and kind of get it into place. Once it's in place, you can see ACS purposely left a real long tail on the double-sided tape protective layer there, so you can kind of angle it out towards you. Once you have that in place, we're going to pull those tails off, and then it is stuck there. Now, you're probably asking, well, how do those hold on with just double-sided tape? They don't. So you can see there is 3 holes there on the bottom, but once we get this in place and taped down, we're going to go ahead and actually drill into the bottom of the spoiler, and they supply rivets to hold it in. Now, it's interesting because from a normal height, you're never going to see the rivets. You would have to be about right here to see any of those rivets. And as you can see, there's a little indented area for all 3 of them. So they're going to be as hidden as possible. As usual, ACS has thought of everything. So basically, you'd probably be okay with just the double-sided tape. They probably wouldn't fly off, but I'm putting probably a pretty heavy emphasis on probably. So you're going to want to do the rivets there even if you don't think you have to. And just because this is the kind of guy I am, I take a look at the instructions just to make sure we're all on the same page, and sure enough, we are. The very first step here from ACS says to go ahead and clean the surface with isopropyl alcohol. Want to make sure basically there's no dirt, no wax, no nothing that would stop this tape from sticking as good as it possibly can. They actually recommend putting it up and getting it into place, drilling the holes, and then taping it down, and then putting in the rivets afterwards. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the thing is ACS has really already kind of done an installation video. I just wanted to show you guys what this is going to look like on my car after it's done. So I'm going to insert their instructions here because they already did such a fantastic job. There's really no point in me recreating it, but I'm going to throw that in here, and then at the end, you're going to see it on my car.
I'm using a 3/16 drill bit. This one's a 4-inch length. The longer, the better. Going in, and I'm just using it to scribe at this point. Can now remove it. I have my markings on the spoiler, and I can complete the drilling into it. The spoiler itself has 2 surfaces. Obviously, I only want to drill the bottom surface. We could use a stopper on the drill bit, which I don't have, but slow drilling, you could clearly sense when you're penetrating the first surface. And there we go. I'm not going full power on the drill. We're drilling into ABS, which is a soft plastic. And there we go. Second hole. As I'm drilling into the spoiler, I'm keeping the drill bit perpendicular to the surface. So obviously I don't want to drill it at an angle. We want to be straight. There we go. I'm ready to install the wicker. There is two-way tape. There's a 1/4 inch and 1 inch. So I want to make sure I have access to the peeling strips. And we're using aluminum split rivets. The first step is really to lock it into position. And I go pick up my holes. My position is all the same. I won't be crimping it since I'm just using it as a locking device. Double checking, this is the last chance. Holding the back side, and I'm basically flexing it so I could help to peel my two-way tape backing. The rear's done. Two-way tape works by pressure and heat. So I'm in an indoor garage. Very important that the surface temp is room temp. Now I can do the front edge. So now I'm basically twisting the wicker to basically help me. And by the front, I could peel the 1 inch backing, then go back and apply pressure to it. We're now ready to crimp the rivets themselves. We're using a rivet gun, which is fairly simple. It's a 3/16 rivet gun. These are aluminum rivets, which are anodized black. They'll never rust. The way they work is the rivet is inserted in the nozzle, and as you crimp it, it crushes it, creating a mushroom effect on the back side and securing the wicker to the spoiler base. The last pull is when the nail gets torn out, and there we go. This is what's going on inside the spoiler. I'm ready to start positioning it. Again, careful with the car, but there's ample room. I'm applying pressure. The rivet head is touching the top, but my first crimp is pulling it in. Second. Wicker's now fastened.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Joseph and the guys over at ACS Composite did a bang-up job getting those Wickers installed on the Z51 spoiler for the C8 Corvette. And I really didn't think that me showing you the same version of it again would add anything to it. So let's just follow Joseph's installation instructions and get this done. Let's go take a look at what it will look like on your car once you're done. So one thing I did want to show, just my little take on the whole thing. With the holes already drilled in the bottom, we're going to go ahead and remove the tape. But what I did is kind of fold it up so I can access it while it's underneath the wing. I do believe they did show that same thing in the video, but I just wanted to kind of show you my own little take on a little bit of it. I'm not going to go as deep into it as they did, but let's go ahead and get this passenger side one put on first. So basically we're just going to put it up under here, get it lined up to where I'm happy with it, and then since this is out of the way, we can grab it and just start pulling it. That will basically just ensure everything stays lined up as you're removing the tape. And then we'll do the same with the piece underneath here. And there we go. We'll put a little bit of pressure on it. And now it is ready to be riveted on. And there is one done. Look how much better that spoiler looks. It's unbelievable. Something that simple is all the Z51 spoiler needed to really compete. So even from the front, it just gives it almost kind of a C7 Corvette spoiler appearance, because if you guys remember, the Grand Sport and the Z06 kind of had these same Wickers, and the Z07 package car actually had a clear piece that connected the two together. So this is very reminiscent of something you'd see on a C7, and that is not a bad thing. So it really helps the spoiler just have that extra dimension, I guess. It's really nice. And as usual, the quality is top freaking notch. ACS always knocking it out of the park. Check this out. Between the two pieces, this is ACS, this is GM. They are exactly the same color. The same amount of metallic flake, the same color black, everything just looks so perfect on it. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get the other side done. But yeah, that is really, really looking good. And since I know I'm gonna get the question eventually, how do they look in the rear view mirror with the rear view camera? Well, there they are. So not much of a difference. You can definitely see them more than you could obviously before, but yeah, not too much of a difference here. Now, if we flip it to the regular camera, I don't know how well you'll even be able to see it, but the visibility out of this car is not real good without the camera mirror anyway, so that's what you get. Let me see if I can darken this image a little bit. There you go. That might be better on camera. So that's basically our visibility. Not much impaired, if any, but you can definitely see them. All right, guys, that is it. They are fully installed, and check those out. They look freaking phenomenal. I love it. ACS always has a way of impressing me, but those just look so C7-ish. It's great. It really helps pull the C8 back into the whole Corvette lineup with little things like that that really just give it that final touch, really make that spoiler just freaking pop. I mean, look at that. Oh, wow, I love it. With the lip, the side skirts, and now the Wickers, it's looking freaking good. But yeah, guys, the fitment is typical of ACS composite stuff. It was basically perfect. I didn't clean my fingerprints off there yet, but it is absolutely perfect. The car looks fantastic. These things are definitely something I would highly recommend. If you have the Z51 spoiler, you want to go this route. They basically give it another dimension that really just makes it look better on the car. The car in general has some seriously sculpted lines on it, which is very visible, especially because of the XPEL Stealth I have on the car. But because of that, these extra things like this, giving it even more cuts in the rear, really helps set this car off. Absolutely loving it. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about the C8 Corvette, the ACS Wicker bills we just installed, anything, go ahead and shoot them in the comments section down below, or send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com, and I will make sure you get your questions answered. If you guys want a set of these for yourself, like I said, I will put a link in the description down below where you can purchase them from my website. If you guys haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do. I'm going to have loads of content like this coming for the C8, the C5, and even my C7 ZR1. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. And as always, I will catch you in the next upload.